PV Nation. PV Nation. Welcome to the sports complex. PV. You know. PV. You know. As I always say, it's a great day to be a Panther, and today is no different. Today we enter the next level in Panther athletics, as we open our multi-million-dollar sports complex that features the state-of-art track, football, and soccer facility. When I was hired, I promised Dr. Wright that athletics would be one of the top FCS programs in the nation. And that means making sure our student athletes graduate, train in the best facilities, compete against the best teams in the nation, and win championships. Today marks an important moment in the 140-year history of PVAMU University, and I'm grateful that we have gathered in the honor and reflection of the days past. The program will proceed as printed. I would like to first bring up Reverend Charles Luter III to provide the invitation, followed by Ms. Ashley Santos will deliver the occasion.
Good afternoon. Please bow your heads. In the spirit of Panther pride, we come this afternoon to express our gratitude for the miracle of faith, a miracle believed by students, faculty, staff, alumni, and stakeholders that this vision placed on paper will become a physical reality. Oh God, keep us true to our commitment to continue to produce productive people, spiritually, physically, and academically. May we ever be mindful of the legends that created an authentic spirit of Panther pride and an encouraging attitude of sportsmanship. May these halls be sacred in our conversations. May our games be victorious. And may this athletic complex bless each student, faculty member, staff, and friends of Prairie View A&M University who may enter these sacred doors. We ask these blessings today and forevermore, and let us all say, amen.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome once again. My name is Ashley Santos, and I am the president of the Student Athletic Advisory Committee, also known as SAC. This committee is composed of 26 individuals that represent each individual team. We liaison for our individual sports and the administration. It is with great honor that I represent Coach Alicia Pete within this organization. I'm very proud to be a Panther. I'm very proud to be within this wonderful university that represents such productive people. I would like to give great thanks to everyone that has come out to celebrate this honor. Thank you to Dr. Wright. Thank you to our coaches, our facilities, our staff members. Thank you to everyone that has come out to facilitate. Once again, thank you.
Positive, make it fun, develop confidence in every player, set expectations early, short-term memory, graduate students, and win championships. We will continue our motto, all out, all game, all season. Next, I would like to welcome the coaches who are dedicated to producing top-notch student athletes in these facilities. Coach Garcia, head track soccer coach.
I'm ecstatic to see all these facilities coming up. It's a joy. Today's not every day is a great day to be a Panther, but today is even a greater day. We are very just speechless here. We're ecstatic. I'd like to thank the Board of Regents, Prairie View administrators, athletic administrators, the student body, government, the student government, and our alumni, as well as our current and past athletes. I think they have paved the way for us to have these facilities, and our AD has a vision for us, and we plan to see that vision all the way out. Thank you.
Coach Williams, head women's track coach.
Good afternoon. It's so wonderful to see all of you here, and I am so very excited about the new track and field facility that we have here at Prairie View. Barbara Jackett provided a legacy that I plan on upholding and following through on. There are very many Olympians that have come through here, including the past 3 weeks ago before they went over to Rio. And that has never been done on a HBCU campus. And there's many other things that's going to be done in track and field that has not been done on a HBCU campus. I told my AD when I came in, I want to win a national championship from a black university. And I'm trying my best to uphold that. This facility is going to allow us to be able to recruit to the highest level. I have not stopped trying to recruit to the highest level, but it's going to allow me to do so in a much better manner. I thank the president and all of his people on his staff that have supported me. I thank Mr. Robinson and his staff for supporting me in this program. And I am not a quitter, I'm a fighter, and I'm going to fight until I get that national championship.
Coach Clay, men's track.
Let's go, Clay!
Good afternoon. I'm speaking from a former student athlete, alum, now head men's track and field coach here at PVAMU University. This year, we're planning to bring our Prairie View relays back. So we'll be asking for your support March 25th. The difference now compared to years past, when they come around for Prairie View relays, we're out there trying to patch the track. Now we can just go out there and enjoy the track. But as I was recruited to this university as a student athlete, my head coach was Coach Hoover Wright, that I respect dearly. He took me under his wing, and once we got here, he taught me the history of men's track and field. He made me learn about the Fred Newhouse, the Evan White, and all the hard-working student athletes before me were able to accomplish great goals on Olympic level, on the national level. So those are the things that we're trying to bring back to this university. Now, one thing I do like about being in this ceremony right now, you learn a lot of things about your program. Get an opportunity to meet alums. You get an opportunity to promote your program. you get a lot of opportunities just to go out and say thank you to the ones who been behind you from day one. I would like to thank our AD, Mr. Robertson. I would like to thank our president, the chancellor, Dr. Bradford, everybody who was in to make this day possible for us. Now, this day is just not considered a ribbon ceremony, but this is another day that Prairie View has built a vessel for athletics. Now, this vessel is going to allow us to be able to bring in better recruits, better athletes, and not just athletes who participate in the sports, but want to be a part of the department and a program. And it's my duty as a head coach to make sure that all our athletes have all the things that they need, facility-wise, equipment-wise, and we cannot do it without the support of the alums, the fans, the president, the AD. So I just want to say thank you for all your support that you've given, all the support that you will be given, and also the monetary values that you're giving to our ADs. I just want to say thank you all. Thank you.
Next we will have Coach Simmons, head football coach.
Good afternoon. What a great day it is to be a Panther. It's truly an honor to be here today as your head football coach. Of course, we know the season starts a week from tomorrow against our in-state rival Texas Southern, so we expect to see everyone here, plus about 14,900 more people here in that state next Sunday. I could be here all day if I gave thanks to everyone who played a hand in making this day possible, but there are a few people who stand out that I want to give a salute to today. First off, Chancellor Sharp, thank you for everything that you've done for this university. Vice Chancellor Ray, all the hard work and dedication that you guys have put into it. Our president, Dr. George Wright, well, just seeing this vision all the way through from the time you got here 14 years ago to today, we thank you for your continued leadership. Not to call your age, Dr. Wright. Of course, you can't thank Dr. Wright without thanking his right-hand person, Ms. Campbell. Thank you for putting this event together and so many other things that you do for the university. Our athletic director, Ms. Ashley Robinson, for his continued vision for our athletic program, giving us the support that we need as coaches to go out and give our student athletes the best possible chance to be successful. We'd like to thank the foundation president, Mr. Roy Perry, who's instrumental in raising money to allow student athletes to come here on scholarships and to see their dreams come true. Our CFO, Dr. Bradford, for making sure that the books stay in order so that when we get audited one day, that everything will be in order. We'd like to thank the alumni, all the people that blazed the trail for this university since its inception in 1876. Thank you for all the hard work. Thank you for all the sacrifice, the commitment, the dedication, and thank you for overcoming. We have a history video that we show all of our recruits from the inception of the school till today. And to see where this university has come from is truly amazing. And we'd like to thank everyone that's blazed the trail before today that's made it all possible. The student body, thank you all for taxing yourself to make this possible. Of course, you guys have taken money out of your pocket to allow your fellow students to have a chance to play in some of the best facilities in all of America. So I thank you for everything that you do. I'd like to thank my team. They're down in the locker room right now getting dressed for our final scrimmage before kickoff. So I'd like to thank them for all of their hard work. I'd like to thank them for the commitment that they made in the classroom to make this university known as not only a football and athletic powerhouse, but also an academic powerhouse. And for our student athletes to do what they've done in the classroom, it's truly miraculous. I'd like to thank my coaches who've come here from far off places to be a part of this great program and to see their young men grow up and be the type of men that we all aspire to be. And I'd like to thank them and their families for all the hard work and commitment. And of course, last but not least, I'd like to thank my wife, who's tucked off somewhere in the back. Can't see it, Miss Campbell. You can find my wife for me. I'd like to thank her for putting up with me during football season. Of course, I take about a 5-month hiatus from being a husband to run this program. And so for all the early mornings I have to get up and come to work, to all the late nights coming home, to understand that I'm here to bring a dream home. We want to win championships here at Prairie View A&M like we used to in the 50s and 60s. It takes an extraordinary commitment from my coaching staff, time-wise, to make that possible. And I'd like to thank her and all the other coaches' wives for putting up with us during this tough time. This stadium means a lot to us, okay? There's a lot of things that come from having facilities such as this. The first thing it does, it brings more exposure to this amazing university that we all share and love. This stadium is going to be the window to the rest of Prairie View A&M. I've told you every time I got up here, the first time my wife and I stepped foot on campus, we marveled at how beautiful this campus is. And we marveled at how new the buildings are. We marveled at the new technology and all the things that are taking place here. And now we have an athletic facility that matches the rest of the university. And so now it makes us a complete university facility-wise. It also allows us to recruit top-tier student athletes, not just athletes. We want to recruit top-tier student athletes, students who can have high GPAs, students who can graduate within 4 to 5 years, and students who can leave here and continue the tradition of what we say, of Prairie View producing productive people. And that will allow us to battle some of the other schools that we've in the past been not able to recruit against because we haven't had facilities to match them. And now we do. So all of us as coaches look forward to hitting the road here pretty soon and going toe-to-toe with some of our counterparts to show them that now Prairie View, that you can achieve all of your goals here at Prairie View A&M. It allows our amazing fans to come and support our teams. Again, in the past, we could only fit about 5,000 people in Blackshear Field. Now we can fit over 15,000. Hopefully we got about 25,000, so the fire marshal probably needs to try to shut us down here next meeting. So hopefully we got more people than they'll allow. But again, it allows more people exposure to see these student athletes. They deserve it. They put in all the hard work and dedication. They deserve to look in the stands and see a packed house. I played in large stadiums in front of 80,000 people at Clemson. But a packed stadium is a packed stadium. It doesn't matter how many seats you have, but to look up and see not a single empty seat in the stadium is a marvelous sight. And I expect to see that 4 times this season. And I'm gonna hold each and every one of you to that goal. And lastly, it gives us the best facility of any FCS in the country. And the last thing it does is it gives me the best view of any head coach in the country. So, for all of you who hadn't seen my office, before you leave, let me clean it first. Check, can you clean my office for me? And make sure that the people can go up and see it. But lastly, we want to thank everyone again who had a chance to make this possible. We can't say enough for how much we appreciate it, and we're going to show you how much we appreciate it by the way we perform, not only on the field, but in the classroom. We're committed to bringing top APR rates to the university. We're committed to graduating our student athletes at a rate higher than our normal student body. We're committed to bringing championships back to the Hill in every sport. And again, we know in football, soccer, volleyball, that we start the season off. And again, we're committed, and we promised Mr. Robinson in our head coaches meeting last week to bring the Commissioner's Cup back to the Hill, and we're dedicated to doing that this year. So thank you all. We appreciate it. I'm gonna go take this hot suit off and put my practice clothes on and get ready to go in a little bit. Thank you.
At this time, we're gonna have remarks. Before we give remarks, we got a special group of people standing to my right. And I want everyone in here to give a hand to our great students. Everyone, please give our students a round of applause. PV. At this time, we will bring up Dr. Harold Barnum. He's with the National Alumni Association. Mr. Barnum. Dr. Burnham, I'm sorry.
To the members of the board, Dr. Wright, program participants, alumni, students, and guests. A few days ago, I was called by National Alumni President Carl Young, and he asked me if I would be willing to give a few remarks at this most auspicious occasion. I said, Carl, I'll be glad to do that, but tell me, what would you like me to say to these people? He said, well, first and foremost, he said, be brief. Don't start getting off the script. He said, stay with the script and let them know just exactly what we are thinking about here in terms of what the role of the National Alumni Association is in this overall occasion. He said, do a few reflections. He said, talk about how it used to be at Prairie View. He said, and then talk about where we are today and where we must go in the future. So I said, okay, that sounds good. That's a few reflections. Well, the first thing that came to mind was, just what was the athletic complex like back during the good old days? And I say good old days, now remember, I'm the class of 1962, 58 to 62. Now I know lots of you here think I'm a baby compared to your time frame. But that's the day in which we had a national basketball championship. I think most of you all know my classmate back during the time, who, I'm not going to call his name, but those of you that don't know him, I'm going to ask you to go look up who was the major basketball player back during the 62 time frame. There you go. I knew somebody would think of it. But here's what I want to talk about in terms of the athletic facilities back during the day. First of all, you had what's known as the old gym located just to my right. Now, that building, I'm telling y'all, is probably the most known, beloved building that ever was erected on this campus. Why? It was the basketball gym. Its seating capacity may have been 300. Back during the day, people went over 3 days in advance to hold a place for a game so we could get in. You held commencement in there. You held activities such as classes, but the main reason we remember it so well is because of the fact that we had movies on the weekend. Now, for those of you that don't understand, back in that day, you couldn't get off of a sidewalk over in the girls' dorm area after dark. You couldn't walk down the sidewalk and hold a girl's hand after dark. And there was no such thing as kissing a girl anywhere on campus where you could see. However, in the old gym, when you got in there, as soon as the lights went out, I don't think you ever saw any movie ever. So it was a place where we all know and love until this day. And let me be first honest with you, back when we decided we had to take it down, Mr. George Higgs came to me and wanted to fight. But unfortunately, Mr. Higgs, we had to take it down because it simply was not structurally sound. Now, not only was that a beloved building, then they had Blackshear Stadium. It had a seating capacity of maybe 200 or 300. I can remember quite well back when ROTC was compulsory. You had to, at halftime, they brought the entire ROTC team over and let them sit in the stands. That took up the entire seating capacity for the day. Everybody at homecoming was so pleased at halftime because we were allowed to then leave the stands as the ROTC group and people would come in and sit down. That was Blackshear Stadium. I won't even hardly mention the baseball facility. I remember there being a little homemade backstop, a pile of dirt out there in the field, and a few places you might call trails going to the bases. But the bottom line was we all loved dear old Prairie View, and we had some of the greatest teams you've ever seen and ever will see, I think, in the history of Prairie View. So that's kind of the way it was back during the day. However, most of us, my age in particular, we never thought we'd see a day like today. We never thought this, we never dreamed would happen. I can recall people coming and wanting to fight, wanting to have me fired, wanting the president to be terminated because we couldn't build a new gym. Well, we kept trying to explain to people, hey, you got to understand that in order for this to happen, we, the alumni, have got to step up to the plate. We've got to give. We've got to give. This is an auxiliary. It was hard to get that point over. Mr. Frank Jackson is back there smiling, and I think he'll understand what an auxiliary means. Well, I'm so glad to say that we finally see a dawn of a new era. Just look at what we see now. It is hard to believe. It is almost like an impossible dream that's coming true. I'm so proud, and Carl said to be sure to thank all of the alumni for their hard work and their contributions, their pledges, and to those who have met the challenge. Now, my wife told me don't get off script, but I got to get off a little bit. What I want to say to us about this facility, I'm going to link it to buying a new home. Think about this. Most of us have gone and bought a new home. We struggled to make the down payment, boy, and we got the down payment, and we moved in, we bought new furniture, and we just so happy. Oh, we're happy and we're happy. But the thing we have to think about is we now got a mortgage of about 10 or 15 years of payment. So we now met the first phase of this facility, but now we've got to pay off that mortgage. So what I'm saying to you is this. For those of you that have made pledges, continue to pay off your pledges. For those of you that have not met the student challenge of $1,500, make darn sure you make that pledge and you meet the student challenge. Let's not leave this beautiful facility here for future students to pay for. Let's not do that. Let's give and continue to give. And I'm going to say to you, most of us won't be here 15, 20 years when they retire the debt. Well, I may be. At least let's make sure that we are given so that we can come back and stick out our chest and say, we gave, we saw it happen, we helped make it happen. Thank you.
Next, we'll bring up Mr. Osby with the foundation, Mr. John Osby.
Good afternoon, Prairie View family. I've got some big shoes to fill today, both figuratively and literally. I'm standing in for Mr. Roy Perry today, so you understand the shoes I have to fill. Mr. Perry sends his congratulations to his beloved Prairie View family. He planned a vacation about 3 years ago. And when he found out that that conflicted with ribbon cutting, he tried his best to say, well, I'll reschedule, I need to be there. He said, for those that know Roy, he's intense on any given day. 3 years without a vacation just multiplies that. So we said, Roy, you need to go on vacation. We have this. Trust those that have been behind you for all these years, and we'll take care of this. So we want to do him proud today because he loves his PV family. And when he gets back, we want him to understand that his PV family is going to continue to support this effort into the future. But today is a blessed day for the Prairie View A&M family. PVAMU and PV athletics have embarked on a new era. You heard it from the coaches, you heard their commitment, you heard it from the alumni. This first-class facility puts us on a trajectory that will affect everything around it. We can expect from this new trajectory that the university will see growth. We expect from this new trajectory that it'll impact the economics of the city of Prairie View. We expect on that trajectory that Waller County will have a higher profile in the Houston area and the state of Texas. And when you do something that serves Texas and serves Texans better, Texans have a way of reaching out to the world and making it better. With that, I hope I didn't lose my place. The wind's gonna test me. There are a few people I'd like to thank first. And I want to thank the university leadership for their vision to understand the need and the path that this would put Prairie View on. So to Dr. Wright and his staff, we say thank you for having the vision and forethought to push this. We'd like to thank the Chancellor and his office for being supportive, and he's been a stalwart supporter to make this happen. We're grateful for that. We'd also like to thank our students. Our students kicked this off with their vote. And we're very appreciative for them doing that. The alumni has stepped up and seen what can happen when they pool together. And this is just the start of that alumni. So if you're a Prairie View alumni and you can see what can happen by you stepping up and pooling together, you can do a lot more in the future. And I can't step down from this podium without saying thank you to our donors, our significant donors that made this happen. There are donors that have been with us from the very start. I won't, please don't criticize me if I don't get them all, but we want to say thank you to Opal Johnson Smith. We want to say thank you to the Metters family. We really appreciate what Nathalie Kennedy and her family has done for us and for this university. Same with the Brailsford family. And I cannot pass up the opportunity to say, Mr. Perry, I hope you enjoyed your vacation, but we thank you for what you've done as well. The trustees of the foundation, if you're out there, give a wave. We thank you for all you've done, the support, and to continue to support raising money for this organization. Also, we've got some local businesses and corporations that support us. I think I saw Sam Bernard Electrical somewhere around here. We thank you for all you've done in helping to support us. But it's people like that that make things happen. And we're grateful for that. All had a part to play. Students, alumni, major donors. It's a nutritious cycle that causes us to grow. And grow in opportunity and grow in development. And we want to continue that growth with students, becoming alumni, becoming donors, and donors supporting students. That's the cycle we want. And so in closing, A.D. Robinson, you and your coaches today are going to get the keys to a very prized asset. And with that, I must say, we have some significant expectations in you. And I'm not talking about safe expectations, where, okay, I'm good in a couple of sports, I might threaten the playoffs in another. No, we're expecting better than average return type of returns for this investment. We're expecting you to be a competitive challenge and winners in multiple sports. We're giving you the assets to do so. We'll give you anything else you need to support you along the way. But we got some daggone high expectations. In fact, I've already bought my tickets for December 17th in Atlanta. Anybody know what that is? I got my tickets. And it's not that I want to go and visit my wife's family in Atlanta. It's not that, I have a good time with my wife's family. We talk about Carolina barbecue versus Texas barbecue. We talk about what's wrong with the Cowboys. I'm not going to Atlanta for that. And I'm going to see my team in a bowl game, and I'm not going just to see it. I'm going to see you win it. That's my expectation. Meet that expectation, Anthony Roberts. With that, he's about to kick me off the podium. So, thank you, sir.
Next, we will have our SGA president, Mr. Chacolin Dudley.
Good afternoon. To Chancellor Sharp, President Wright, A.D. Robinson, faculty, staff, administrators, and students, I would like to thank you all for coming out today. The past few days I've been thinking about what I wanted to say, and a few words came to mind. Amazing, dedication, hard work, legacy, tradition, family. We have worked very, very hard to see this day, And who would have thought 140 years ago, Prairie View A&M University would be where it is today? So I want to thank you all for participating in today's event. To Chancellor Sharp, I want to thank you for your leadership and being a pillar for not only Prairie View, but all schools of the system. To Vice Chancellor Ray, I want to thank you for everything that you've done, your hard work and late nights with the foundation, Dr. Corey Bradford, our CFO, President Wright, and Ashley Robinson. I want to thank our great leader, President Wright, for everything that he's done to make sure that this has happened. And to Ashley Robinson, thank you for his vision that he's had. He mentioned to you when he got here, he had a vision, and I'm so proud that we kept him to his word, and he was able to see this vision come through. So thank you, A.D. Robinson. Next, I would like to thank the foundation for everything that they've done through the leadership of Mr. Roy G. Perry. Some of my favorites are over there. I'm so glad to see you all. But thank you for never giving up. Thank you for going toe-to-toe and fighting for Prairie View. To Mr. Carl Young and his leadership through the National Alumni Association, I want to thank you for everything you've done. But lastly, to my students, to all 8,000 plus of you, I want to say thank you. A few years ago, during the leadership of President Harrison Blair and Vice President Jart Brown, students decided to tax themselves by passing and voting on a referendum. And I want to thank you all. I don't care what anyone has to say. In my personal opinion, this athletic complex would not be here if it was not for the student body. So I want to thank you to the students for your commitment. Now, to the coaches. Thank you for never giving up. Thank you for dealing with everything you had and making the best of it. Prairie View did not always have top-notch facilities, but the coaches made best with what we had and the student athletes, so thank you. Lastly, this is truly an amazing occasion, and I really want everyone just to fully take in of where we are today and how significant this is. Coaches, let's go get these rings. PV!
Next, we will have Mr. John Sharp, Chancellor, Texas A&M System. PV! Chancellor Sharp promised me that he's going to wear a PV shirt the second weekend of September, so we're going to hold him accountable for that.
Good afternoon. You know, I've always wanted to do this. PV! I asked Ashley this morning, I called him and said, Ashley, what you want me to talk about? And he said, Chancellor, if it's all the same to you, it's going to be kind of hot. I'd like you to talk about 2 minutes. So I understand that. Dr. Bonner, would you stand up just a second? I listened to your speech. I'm guessing you didn't spend a lot of time in class when you were a student. I have probably participated. Before I get started, I want to introduce a couple of young ladies that are pretty special. First of all, my wife Charlotte, right here. And Philip Ray's wife Janet, she's right behind her. If it wouldn't have been for Philip working with Dr. Wright, and I'm not sure everything would have happened. So Philip, thank you for everything that you have done. I've participated in several dozen ribbon cutting since I've been Chancellor of the Texas A&M System and representing these 11 universities and 7 state agencies, but I will tell you here today, none of them mean as much to me as this ribbon cutting here today. I am so excited about what happened. Since 1876, when Mr. Blackshear and Lawrence Sullivan Ross saved this university from being shut down by the University of Texas in Austin, and for the last 140 years, this university has done great things for the state of Texas. But in the last several years, it has reached its pinnacle. To the students, I want to tell you what we're saying here today with this ribbon cutting, with this facility behind us. We're saying 4 words to you. We believe in you. And we're saying that same thing to the high school kids that are going to be here for the next 100 years and the next 140 years. This is a special place. And this is, as Ashley said, the megaphone to the world for Prairie View A&M University. Because what happens here makes the papers, makes the TV, and it makes people look at Prairie View A&M University. And when you walk on that campus, if you're a junior in high school and you walk on this campus and see the most beautiful campus in the state of Texas, not just in the A&M system, but in the state of Texas, you're going to wind up coming here and being with this staff and these friends. But in many ways, because of the energy that's here that Dr. Wright and so many have brought, this is a young university. I mean, hell, your athletic director and your head football coach still got braces, so you got to be. And lastly, I want to thank the media for coming here. I particularly want to thank Brent Zwerneman with the Houston Chronicle, who never fails to be here, never fails to advocate for Prairie View. And so this is what a special day, Dr. Wright, this is. And I cannot wait to be here and see the faces of the folk at Texas Southern when they walk inside this.
At this time, we will hear from Dr. George C. Wright, our president of the university, Dr. George C. Wright.
Good afternoon. I know it's hot. I want to welcome all of you here to this wonderful and joyous occasion, this dedication of our athletic complex and new football stadium. This is indeed a wonderful occasion. A lot has already been said about a number of different groups, but I too would like to just add my words of thanks to so many of them. First and foremost, since everything we do at a university is for and about our students, I thank our students for their support in our being here today. I thank our alumni in so many ways. And I thank not just our alumni, but the National Alumni Association, the Panther backers, the Prairie View Foundation. And what makes this so special is that our alumni were with us during all of the days when we were losing, when Prairie View's athletic program overall and the football program were both at the bottom. Just think about this. In football, various coaches that we played against had two goals. One, to win the championship. Two was not to lose to Prairie View because that would cost them their job. And if they were the team that we ended our long losing streak on. So we're very thankful to them. As has already been mentioned, but we have to do so again, we have to thank the A&M Board of Regents. During the time, please, a hand for them. I have been fortunate enough to serve with somewhere between 15 and 20 regents over 13 years, and all of them have supported us and deserve credit for today. All 15 to 20 of those regents. Some of the people you don't see up front are people who work for the A&M system, people in budgeting, people in planning and finance, people in auditing, people who are the attorneys. So many different people in the A&M system have worked for us. On top of that, the name has been mentioned several times, and you have to know Mr. Philip Ray and what he has done. Mr. Philip Ray helped Corey Bradford and I when we needed to refinance this entire deal. Mr. Philip Ray has been over here every single week since the construction has started. Mr. Philip Ray said to me today, I told you, Dr. Wright, I was not going to let you down, nor you be embarrassed at your school. Please stand up, Mr. Ray, so everybody can see you. And Mr. Ray has involved in recruiting students. He brought some 30 students here, and he helped a student move in last week on this campus. I don't know what more we can ask of Philip Ray. The The stamp of John Sharp is clearly on this building. None of you may know, when I went to talk to him in January some 2 years ago, Chancellor Sharp said then all of those areas I've just mentioned in the A&M system would be supportive of us and would work with us. Chancellor Sharp worked with the regents. Then there are things that Chancellor Sharp did that even I don't know that Chancellor Sharp did on behalf of us. He has been over here on numerous occasions. He's fed out of his pocket barbecue to all of the workers here who were here, thanking them. I heard him speak to those folk in Spanish and things like that. I don't know how I can say much more in the way of thanks to my boss, but what we have here today, if you could come up, Chancellor Sharp, we have a plaque that we want to give Chancellor Sharp. We also have a copy of it inside the building, but in recognition of your dedication and commitment to the construction of the Prairie View A&M University football complex, your leadership allowed this project to become a reality. I hope he will put this up in his office in a prominent place. Chancellor Sharp, thank you very much. In very simple things, today is about the opening of a football complex. Providing the facilities for all of the students in our 18 sports that make them competitive with others. But it's against the backdrop of the history of Prairie View. Think about this. 80 games. If you were to Google, I did this yesterday, PVAMU and football, it will mention that Prairie View had an 80-game football losing streak, the longest in Division I college football. 1989 to 1998, when we finally beat Langston 14-12. Okay. All right. Unfortunately, that losing streak was not just on the football field, but it led many people to believe that Prairie View, the university, was a loser, which it never ever was. Double negative on purpose to make the point. But this new facility right here puts to rest, buries forever any idea that Prairie View is a loser. In other words, rising out of the ashes of that is this facility right here today. I am very honored to be president during this time period. Because of what we've had to go through over the years, a couple of the people who work very closely with me have asked me, as this building became almost completed, what do I now think? Will I, George Wright, receive the proper amount of credit for this having been completed? Here was my response to them, and I mean this sincerely. If the fact that this stadium has been built, the fact that we will play Texas Southern our first game next week in this facility, the fact that this facility should exist for some 75 to 100 years, enjoyed by future generations yet unborn. And if this facility makes you a current person affiliated with Prairie View feel a little prouder, then I have been rewarded for my part in this endeavor. That's all I need, is the fact that this has been done. Today for me is a day of reflection and thanksgiving, more so than being joyous and happy. I reflect on some of the people I met in my early days of Prairie View who wanted this facility, but who are no longer here with us. I'm thinking about those folk today, and I wish they were here in that regard. I've also reflected, and I hope you don't mind this personally, but I've decided that today in my personal life, this day is similar to another day in my life when I reached the goal. On June the 9th, 1977, I was awarded my PhD degree from Duke University. Now, the culminating some 9 years of having gone from high school all the way through college. I had doubts about myself at every point of my education, and I just knew that Duke would not award a degree to someone like me. The parallel. Over the years that we've worked on this project, there have been plenty of Prairie View self-doubters, perhaps appropriately concerned about us not having delivered previously, who said, you're not going to get that stadium built. So today, I am so thankful that we, notice I said we, not me, have been able to do this. On June the 9th, 1977, when they told me I had my PhD, I ran off into a room by myself and I thanked God for allowing me to have an education. Early this morning, I woke up and I thank God for what we have accomplished. Now, let me quickly say this. In the evoking of God at a public university, I realize that not everyone worships the same God, and that's okay. But where I said, I thank you for God, if you believe in another higher being or something else, why can't you join me, though, in saying, I thank somebody above me for what Prairie View has been able to accomplish, is all that I'm saying. So I thank all of you all for being here. And you know, two of my favorite sayings are being played out today. We are planting seeds for future generations, right? We're planting a tree here today that others are going to enjoy more than me, and I'm so thankful about that. And truly, the best is yet to come for this outstanding university. I thank you.
At this time, we would like to recognize the best band in the nation.
My wife, since for 46 years, is here. Okay. And then second, there are several people here. There are a lot of people who've contributed, but I would like for Marvin and June Brailsport and Nathan Kennedy, and is Mrs. Opal Johnson Smith still here? I would like for those folks to join me up here. No disrespect to everybody else, but these folks have been with me all along. Today is Opal Johnson Smith's birthday. I would say 36, but she has some children older than 36. So here, come over here. Come over here. Here. Yeah. Let them come over here.
Just got it. He's hiding behind the coat. I got it. Excuse me. I bump you on the head. No, you're good. You're good. I leaned a little too far forward. Pass. Oh, Dr. Fraser, step up. Big hand. Okay, I'm going to get up.
I'm going to relinquish my cutting of the ribbon to these folks. I would rather these folks be conservative than me.
Come on up here. 3. Y'all not links, man, in? Come on. Yeah, you do much. Okay.